I say if you're a woman and you want to go the traditional route, you have till like 23 to do it. Any guy that does that after that really is kind of a sucker, to be honest. So we're going to watch. So again, I want to see if she advocates for the laws changing first. I actually haven't seen the full thing, so I could be wrong. Well, but I know how the tradcons talk.
Is not just a life.
Brett, keep covering this stuff, please. It's giving me stuff to do. And you know how much easier it is to cook you than the guys? Cooking women is just so much easier. Oh my gosh, like, please keep doing this, okay?
Style choice. It is the infrastructure for a family, and that infrastructure is quickly collapsing, and so are the birth rates. Here's why. Structure is quickly collapsing. So if you've been following the news over the last year, if you've watched any of my videos, then you've probably heard about the birth rates falling and how.
Okay, hold on, $10 super chat. I agree, but there are more men who want marriage than women. The issue is that the men that women don't want marriage, and if women can't get those men, they just play the field. Yeah, I know. That's the other part of female nature. Oh, I forgot it over there. Could you? That's the other female nature. Conservatives have this idea that women are just. Conservatives have this idea that women are just getting pumped and dumped. But to be honest, now ugly women don't count. Yes, ugly women get pumped and dumped. But if you're fat, I mean, that's your own choice. You're choosing. At that rate, you're choosing to get pumped and dumped. Like, I mean, seriously. So. That's a choice. That is a choice you made. But I would say hot women pump and dump men more than men pump and dump them. Seriously, the women that men want to marry that are the most desirable don't want to settle down. It's not the men that don't want to settle down.
Such a big issue, not just in America, but around the world. It is something that countries around the globe, from here to Korea, are dealing with on a massive scale. But here is what nobody is actually talking about, and that is the fact that Americans' desire for large families has continued to increase. Take a look at this graph. In blue, you'll see that is 3 or more children, and while there was a massive decline.
Now again, conservatives have the problem of taking what women say seriously. So... ironic coming from me, I know. But so they'll, again, because conservatives have a tendency to not understand female nature. Men that have banged a lot of women know that women go through different phases in their life. And oftentimes the woman, especially men that have been in casual relationships with women over time, the woman they meet at 18 is not the same woman they're still banging at 25. Women go through phases. Just because women say they want something, it does not mean they actually want it. And sometimes it's not even, it's the women don't even know it, that they don't want it. So I'll give you an example. If you have a fat friend, and he's just super fat, and they keep eating a lot of food and not going to the gym, that means they want to be fat. Now, they might not say, if you ask them, they might say, well, no, I want to be thin. But the choices they're making suggest they want to be fat, right? And it's the same thing with women. You know, if women wanted to be in relationships, women would be. If women wanted to be married, we would be. We got to stop taking the, and this is what I'm saying, like a lot of times, Kevin Samuels had a phrase, and this is kind of an uncomfortable phrase. Women go through a slut phase when they're ready to settle down. This is a true thing. This is an uncomfortable part of female nature. Because to some extent, dating is a numbers game for women. I knew a girl, she was dead set. She wanted to get married by 22. She said, I will be married by 22. This girl banged 10 dudes in the year. I swear to God, I swear on my life. And the 10th was her husband. And then she was done. She was out of the game forever by 22. So what happens is a lot of times we prioritize other things. I'm not saying it's wrong or bad to prioritize those other things. I'm really not. I'm not saying it's immoral or whatever. But I try to make that distinction. But what I am saying is if women want it, we have the option to download Hinge and go on a date every day of the week until we meet somebody that, imagine if men had the option to get 5,000 women ready to go, willing to meet them, go on a date tomorrow, and they wanted to be married in a year. Do you think men would be married by the end of the year? They would. They would. And that's, we keep treating women with these like kid gloves. If women wanted to, we would. We would. So we could say we want 3 kids, but if we're not having 3 kids, then we don't want 3 kids. Point, case, simple. Because another big tell that women want to be married is we stop going for men out of our league. Because women, we have a tendency to want both. Like, we'll be like, well, I want to date the hot guy. And you're like, well, you're going to have sex with him pretty much immediately. He'll wait like a week because he's hot and he doesn't have to not. And you'll have a risk of getting ghosted. So now the burden of performance, that's on you. You got to work really hard now. And they're like, well, no, I don't want it. I want no risk. And it's like, well, that's life. You know what I mean? So it just goes back to, there's nothing in life you can have without risk. I knew another girl, okay, and she actually went the more traditional route. I say if you're a woman and you want to go the traditional route, you have till like 23 to do it. Any guy that does that after that really is kind of a sucker, to be honest, because now he's just taking the woman's word that she's pure. At 23, you could kind of be like, have plausible deny. You could lie good enough, I guess, but I don't know. 24, we got to start treating you like an adult. So I did know another woman who was, again, she wanted to wait till she was married, and she was dead set on being a virgin on her wedding day. She was Catholic. And she went to a Catholic university. She picked a Catholic dorm to stay in. And this woman was husband hunting. She did not prioritize class. She was on a mission. I'm going to be honest. This girl was on a mission, and she was married by 23. I think she did it a year later, but it close enough, right? Yeah, give you that girl. But even that girl, let's be honest, she still did something. I'm just being honest here. Not all the way, but it's like they'll find a way around it. But it doesn't matter, whatever. She got what she wanted. And that's my point. If women wanted to, we would. That's it. Point blank, case, period. The only, when you want something, you take action. It's kind of, I'll give you another example. So when I wanted to be a YouTuber, I wanted to go into media. I was insane. I quit my job and I posted between probably 10 to 30 videos a day at times. I would get up, I would do some reactions on YouTube, then I would go to TikTok, film 10, 20. So that's taking action. But the challenge I see with a lot, and this was when I was in that non-denominational church I saw this the most. They want no action, nothing's going to happen. So again, if we wanted 3 kids, we would have 3 kids. That's it. I don't really care what people say. It's what did you do? Now, a lot of people say, well, what about money? And you could argue everything is getting more expensive. I'm not even saying people should have 3 kids. But there's a way to prioritize, I knew people that did not make a high income that had 3 or 4 children. It's possible. There's ways to do it. Catholic dorms sound to me like anal trained dorms. Look, at my dorms had trans people in. I can't say that on you. I swear. My school is one of the first schools to allow trans people in our dorms. I never experienced a Catholic dorm. I can't say. But women do find a lot of workarounds for the religious thing. We do have a tendency. I don't think she did that, but it doesn't matter. But we have a tendency to find every workaround possible.
80s, that number of people that are wanting 3 or more children has been steadily increasing since.
And remember, the worst thing you can sell to somebody is hope. I think it's the worst thing. Because you get people's hopes up just to destroy them later. And that's what they do. They say, oh, look at this poll. There's a boom coming back. And I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. The entire economy was built now. There's housing built for single people. There is all of these businesses revolving around single people. The birth rate is going down every year. The marriage rate is also going down. When is this trend going to change? But they sell you hope because they want to sell you a dream, so you sign up. I'm honest here. I'm a doomer. This is the doomer channel. And I don't think we really need to be doomers for real. It's not like you were born 100 years ago where you have to go to war and get your head blown off. I mean, relationships are just harder for our generation. That's it. It's not the end of the world. You know, as a guy, you can just get a hotter girl after. Let's look at the bright side here, you know. This is just our generation's thing. And I don't think it's so bad, you know, with I can take ballet classes as an adult. That used to be only offered to kids. How cool is that, you know? So it's just a different world. It's not what the past is. Is it really what's going to be in the future?
Around 2008, 2010, it definitely took off around 2015. So based on this graph and based on the statistic.
Okay, you said there's no bright side. You could still have a good life. Why is a woman dependent on your life being good? A woman's actions, and I'm not going to tell you as a man how to live your life, but being outcome independent is you're not in control. If you're religious, if you're not, it's either the powers that be, a higher power, whatever it is, someone else is in control. It's not you. You cannot control another person. You can't.